Hello everyone, and welcome to a Matt's Mysteries bonus episode. The universe is vast, incomprehensibly so, with billions of galaxies, each housing hundreds of billions of stars and planets. It seems logical to assume that out there, among the endless celestial bodies, intelligent life should exist. Yet, here we are, alone. Or so it seems. This disquieting mystery is encapsulated in what's known as the Fermi Paradox. And today, we'll delve into not only this haunting question, but also the theories that attempt to answer it, including the chilling dark forest hypothesis, and its equally unnerving cousin, the Berserker Hypothesis. I'm Matt, and this is Matt's Mysteries. To begin, let's paint a picture of the universe itself. Picture our galaxy, the Milky Way to be specific. 200 billion stars scattered across a spiraling ocean of blackness, each orbited by planets untold. According to the Drake equation, a formula devised in 1961 by Dr. Frank Drake used to estimate the number of extraterrestrial civilizations, the math suggests that there should be at least 20 advanced societies in our galaxy alone. 20 civilizations, and yet, here we sit, shouting our presence into the cosmic void without so much as a whisper in return. This is the Fermi Paradox, named for Nobel laureate and physicist Enrico Fermi. He asked the question that lingers like a shadow over the optimism of space exploration. If intelligent life is so likely, where is everyone? Given the age of the universe, some 13.8 billion years, any civilization with even modest rocket technology could, in theory, colonize the entire galaxy within tens of millions of years. Yet, the night skies remain eerily quiet.
Fermi grasped that any civilization with a modest amount of rocket technology and an immodest amount of imperial incentive could rapidly colonize the entire galaxy within a few tens of millions of years. Every star system could be brought under the wing of the Empire,
wrote the researchers of SETI, also known as the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. But where are these so-called galactic empires? Why hasn't our pale blue dot been visited by travelers from afar? There are no ships blotting out the stars, no signals bridging the interstellar gulf, nothing but silence. This question haunted Fermi, and it haunts us still. One explanation, chilling in its implications, comes from a theory known as the dark forest hypothesis. The dark forest hypothesis can be found in Liu Cixin's novel, The Dark Forest, which is the second novel in the Remembrance of Earth's Past trilogy. It's a fantastic science fiction series, with certain themes and events that create a level of existential dread that border on sci-fi horror. I highly recommend giving them a read, as well as watching season 1 of the Netflix adaptation if you're a fan of those genres. Anyway, enough gushing. In the dark forest theory, the concept is described with chilling precision.
The universe is a dark forest. Every civilization is an armed hunter stalking through the trees like a ghost, gently pushing aside branches that block the path and trying to tread without sound. Even breathing is done with care. The hunter has to be careful, because everywhere in the forest are stealthy hunters, like him. If he finds other life, another hunter, an angel or a demon, a delicate infant or a tottering old man, a fairy or a demigod, there's only one thing he can do: open fire and eliminate them. In this forest, hell is other people.
The dark forest hypothesis proposes that the universe's silence is not an accident, but a necessity. Call it a survival strategy. In this view, every civilization understands the grim truth. In the cosmic wilderness, to reveal oneself is to risk utter annihilation. Because even if another species appeared benevolent, how could one ever truly know? The stakes are far too high. Thus, silence becomes the universal law, and those who break it are swiftly silenced themselves. The novel, while science fiction, illustrates this pretty vividly. Before we move forward, I want to issue a very clear spoiler warning. I am about to spoil portions of the entire series. Okay, we good? All the people who don't like spoilers are gone? Cool, let's continue. It tells the tale of an Earth scientist, Ye Wen-jae, who establishes contact with an extraterrestrial civilization called the Trisolarans, or the Santi. Anyway, her signal is answered with a dire warning: stop transmitting immediately or face extinction. As you can probably guess, humanity ignores this advice, and the Trisolarans promptly mobilize, setting the stage for an invasion. Fast forward a little, later in the story, a human scientist named Luo Ji devises a way to expose the location of a distant star to the wider cosmos. The result? The star is utterly obliterated, a violent confirmation of the Dark Forest theory's merciless truth. So, going off the events of the novels, the theory explains that any intelligent species would recognize the inherent risks of exposing its existence to the wider universe. Ultimately, the fundamental drive of life is survival, and the safest way to ensure survival in an environment where you can never fully trust others is to remain hidden. For any civilization broadcasting its presence, the risk, once again, is annihilation. And should such a civilization be discovered, the only logical course of action is to eliminate the threat before it has the chance to eliminate you. But this isn't just speculative fiction. The idea has a disturbing resonance within our own history. Humanity has shown time and time again that encounters between civilizations of unequal power often end up in exploitation or destruction for the weaker party. Basically, we don't know how to play nice with each other. Anyway, if this is how we treat one another on a shared planet, what might a species hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years more advanced see when they look at us? Ants? Resources? Or a nuisance that needs to be crushed? Even Stephen Hawking, one of the greatest minds of our time, feared the consequences of reaching out to the stars. He warned that alien civilizations might not view us as equals, or even as creatures of value.
Such advanced aliens would perhaps become nomads, looking to conquer and colonize whatever planets they could reach. If so, it makes sense for them to exploit each new planet for material, to build more spaceships so they could move on. Who knows what the limits would be?
And he wasn't wrong. History offers plenty of grim examples. There's no secret that encounters between civilizations with unequal technologies rarely end well for the less advanced group.
We don't know much about aliens, but we know about humans. Encounters between civilizations with advanced versus primitive technologies have gone badly for the less advanced. A civilization reading one of our messages could be billions of years ahead of us. If so, they will be vastly more powerful and may not see us as any more valuable than we see bacteria.
Once again, we can't play nice with each other, And this is why we can't have nice things. While the dark forest theory envisions civilizations hiding in fear, the Berserker Hypothesis imagines a universe where silence is enforced, not by sentient beings, but rather by unfeeling, indifferent, deadly efficient machines. Imagine, if you will, a highly advanced civilization, perhaps billions of years old, sending out fleets of robotic probes. The thing is, these aren't just any probes. They're von Neumann probes, or self-replicating machines capable of harvesting resources from planets and moons, as well as drawing energy from stars. They then take these resources and multiply on a nearly infinite scale, hence the whole self-replicating thing. Their original mission may have been exploration or even colonization, but as things often do, something goes horribly, laughably wrong along the way. The Berserker Hypothesis posits that these probes go from silent explorers to swarms of highly efficient killers. Whether by design or some sort of malfunction, their purpose is terrifyingly simple: destroy and consume any and all life they encounter. They roam the galaxy like mechanical reapers, turning living worlds into dead ones, silencing any civilization that dares to emerge. They consume all they come into contact with, using the raw resources to multiply to terrifying numbers, leaving an eerily calm and stillness in their wake. David Brin, a scientist who expanded on this theory, wrote,
"It need only happen once for the results of this scenario to become the equilibrium condition in the galaxy. We would not have detected extraterrestrial radio traffic, nor would any extraterrestrial intelligent species have ever settled on Earth, because all were killed shortly after discovering radio."
I mean, think about it. A single civilization could have unleashed these probes billions of years ago. Over time, the machines would have spread across the galaxy, systematically wiping out any potential threat before it had the chance to grow. The universe's silence, then, isn't all that natural. It's enforced, a graveyard patrolled by cold, unfeeling sentinels. This is a fairly similar concept to what you might call gray goo, but that's a topic for another day. That is, if you're interested in learning about the hypothetical scenario where self-replicating nanobots end all life on Earth. Do you like dread as much as I do? Anyway, the term berserker is fairly accurate. It conjures images of mindless warriors destroying everything in their path. Remember, these probes don't negotiate or hesitate. They simply eradicate. Entire civilizations, rich with culture, art, science, innovation, love, and community, gone in what seems like an instant. Worlds upon worlds reduced to lifeless rocks hurtling through the cosmos. And if such probes were ever to come across our pale blue dot, let's just say it wouldn't end well. Ultimately, the Fermi Paradox leaves us with uncomfortable possibilities. Perhaps intelligent life is truly rare, so rare that we might actually be alone. Perhaps civilizations self-destruct before they can reach the stars, something known as the Great Filter. Or perhaps the universe is silent because it has to be. In the dark forest, every sound is a potential death sentence. In the realm where berserker probes roam, silence is enforced by relentless mechanical killers. Either way, the silence of the cosmos isn't all that comforting. It's pretty scary. Yet, despite this, we keep sending signals. We shout and shout and shout into the void, hoping for a friendly answer. But who knows what might answer back? The late Carl Sagan once said,
"The universe is not required to be in perfect harmony with human ambition."
Perhaps the universe isn't kind. Perhaps it's indifferent. Or, even worse, hostile. At the end of the day, the question remains, should we keep listening? And, more importantly, should we keep shouting? Or is it better to stay quiet and hope that the darkness doesn't notice us? Because, after all, if the theories are true, the greatest threat to humanity may not come from what lies within, but rather from what waits beyond. Do you believe in aliens? And if you do you think it's better that we cease shouting into the cosmic void we call the universe, to avoid testing out whether or not the dark forest hypothesis, the Berserker hypothesis, or, terrifyingly enough, both of them are real? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's mystery. If there's a mystery you'd like me to cover, don't hesitate to leave a comment on the video, or send an email to mattsmysterystories@gmail.com. If you like what you saw and are interested in supporting me on my journey, consider subscribing to the channel. I post once a week, and will drop the occasional bonus episode if I have time. It goes without saying, the world is full of mystery, and I hope to share as many of them with you as possible. Until the next one, this is Matt telling you to stay mysterious.